Hey guys, welcome back to Airsoft. Today we're going to be talking about gear. This is going to be a full gear review and what you should get for the best price. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start by talking about a duty belt. This I got off another vest from my local Airsoft store. Now this is just going to be something sturdy that can hold all of your equipment around your waist. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about what should be on your Airsoft duty belt at all times. Now remember, this is just my personal preference. You can design yours however you see fit. This is just how I find works best with me. So we're going to go ahead and start talking about my knife. Now this is just a simple airsoft knife that I found at my local airsoft shop. It's very bendy so that I don't actually hurt someone while playing airsoft. This sheath, however, I did find lying around my house, and I just find it is so much easier to take out and put away this knife. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about my holster for my sidearm. Now, this is a cloth holster I got from my other vest. I just threw on a little bit of a Velcro so that it sits tightly against my leg. And then, of course, this clips open, allowing you to put your sidearm inside. Now, the only thing I don't like about these kinds of holsters is the fact that it is made of cloth. I've had many times where I've been running around with my sidearm loaded in airsoft, and this is accidentally pressed up against the mag release and the mag's gone flying out. Fortunately, I've never broken one, but I've been lucky. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about my extra mag pouches. These are just a fallback in case I run out of mags up front, which rarely ever happens. These just hold on to my sidearm magazines. They're very simple to use. You just click this open, grab whatever you need, and then you can just close it back up. Now, of course, you're also going to need to have one, if not two walkie-talkies, one for you, one for your partner. Very simple to use. This one has great range, especially for its price. I got these for maybe $80. Now, of course, we're going to have some extra mags. These ones I like to use as my primary resource, just in case I run out. All right, let's go ahead and get these onto our actual duty belt, and so I can show you how it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the knife. I usually like to have that back towards here, so it's towards my back left leg. Now to put this on, it's actually super simple. All you do, you take this Velcro up in the back, and you just take that, you loop the belt through there, and then of course you just close it back up. So that's just going to sit on there nice and tight. Now what I like to do is I actually like to wrap my leg around in there so it just doesn't wiggle around as much, just like that. Next, we're going to go ahead and get my sidearm holster. We're going to go ahead and put it on my right side. Although I am left-handed, I do use my right hand for airsoft, especially for my sidearm. Now there is a really cool technique with things like this, with these straps. It's called molly weaving. I'm going to go ahead and show you on my vest once we go ahead and get that on. But for now, let's just go ahead and get this strapped to our right side. Alright, now that that's on there nice and secure, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what these are. So these are just going to be spacers so that you can put that right up against there. You can have a little bit of space in between here for where I like to put my mag holsters. However, next we're going to go ahead and throw on my big mag pouch. I like to throw it on the back here just in case I get shot in the back or something. Then it actually gives me a little bit of padding while still allowing me to be able to feel it. Alright, that is so much easier to grab if I need a backup. Next, we're going to go ahead and move on to my sidearm holsters. Now, I like to go ahead and throw one up here, and then just one sort of in between here, just in case. Alright, there we go. That's how that looks. Now it's so much easier to just unbuckle, grab out my sidearm magazine, and then buckle it back up if I want to. This, I find back here, is perfect for one of these radios. I can just slide that on in there. Sure, it sticks out a bit, but I personally would find a better spot for them rather than this. But if you're in a cinch and you really need to have your radio on you without wanting it to expose your multicam or anything like that, these are perfect spots for it. Next, we're going to go ahead, we're going to throw on these pouches right here. Now, these pouches are just two pouches that I put on together like this. You can keep them separate or you can put them together. I just like this for A, it's cool and sleek design, and B, it's simple use. Now I like to throw them up front here so it's easy to reach with my left hand when I'm actually playing airsoft. and I can just easily grab it, load it into my AR, and then put it back when need be. So let's go ahead and get those on right now. There we go, that's how it's going to look on your duty belt. Now these are simple to use. All you have to do is push back or forward on these straps right here. Then you pull your mag out, use it, and then when you need to put it back, you just go ahead and you slide it right back into place. Then you can just put it back over so it doesn't fall out when you're running around. Make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video to see what this all actually looks like as a full airsoft kit. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about vests. Now this is my personal vest that I got off of Amazon for around $40, and that is actually a great price for how much things I've put this thing through. Now this is actually a pouch where I store my phone in the middle of an airsoft match. As you can see, it's padded, so if this gets shot at all, my phone doesn't get destroyed. This I actually got from trading up from just a shoelace. If you guys want to see a short or something about that, make sure to hit like. If we can reach at least 10 likes, I'll go ahead and make a short about trading up from a shoelace to something better. And these are actual pouches that came with the vest. These can store almost anything I need them to. So as you can see, I store a dummy grenade or a foam grenade. I store my high cap magazine if I ever need to use it. And then I just store an extra mag just to be safe. Now as I said, I would tell you guys about molly weaving. So that is just simply taking these straps from up here, going in through here, back into this, then out into the vest, and then if you can, into this one last time before clipping in. As you can see, I couldn't really hear, so I just went straight through this one, and clipped onto a pouch. Now this does actually work pretty well. I'll show you later when I got all the kit on, but it actually holds on pretty tight without unclipping, which is actually a major upgrade to what it was before, where it would just fall off most times. I will at some point be upgrading the back of this vest so I can put a pouch on here, put my radio in, hook an earpiece up, bring it up to my ear. But what I do like to have is a backpack back here in case I get snackish and I need to grab, say, a little treat or some protein for when I'm outdoors. Alright, let's go ahead and start talking about something that's not a necessity for airsoft, but something that's going to help you from getting more injured in airsoft. Let's go ahead and start by talking about my traditional gloves. It's going to be having a Kevlar knuckling here, which definitely helps when stopping from running into a wall. It does have cloth fingertips, which doesn't really provide too much protection when you get shot right in the fingertips, which does happen more often than you think. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about my elbow pads. These I use mostly outdoors when I'm lying down or when I need to crawl through mud or something. This just helps prevent me from getting a rock right into my elbow. These are going to be my knee pads. I can't really slide with these as they're pretty grippy, but I do actually have quite a few plays where I can slide around a corner and get some guy out in airsoft using these. This is just my mask that I like to use when I'm sniping. This just helps hide my face better in the brush rather than just having my straight face. Now you have your traditional helmet here. It's nothing too extravagant about this, but you of course have your Picatinny rails on the side where you can attach, say, a flashlight or a night vision or a headset if you have one. Or you can have a nice GoPro up top here. As you can see, I've taken quite a few scuffs right off the top here. This is an almost must-have. But as you can wear a hat or something, it's not on that list. I will say though, if you do get hit in the helmet, it is very, very loud. So be ready for that. Now these are some of the only things that you must have for airsoft. That of course being eye protection and face protection. Eye protection, I like to run this nice little mask with a fan on top to keep these nice and clear while I'm playing. Now this fan is actually nice and really quiet so that I can hear footsteps all around me and what's going on. Now what I would recommend is actually rubbing these down with any sort of anti-fog or anything just to be safe and make sure that you don't fog up. Now face protection is also very important because these BBs are shooting at around 350 to 400 feet per second depending on where you play. That can easily shatter your teeth if you don't have these. I started off with a balaclava, which in retrospect was not a good idea. I would have much preferred to get something like this instead of cheaping out. I got hit many times in the face. Fortunately, I never got any serious injuries from it, but I seriously could have. This will help you in the long run, I promise. Now, there are of course different colors for this. I like to run this one for outdoors, of course, just because it's harder to see me. This one I like to run indoors because of course it's got the nice black to it, so it's much harder to see indoors if I run a full black kit. These are some things that I like to bring to my airsoft field just in case. Some of these, like these two things right here, I actually bring into a match sometimes. This I bring in case I need to reload my sidearm at all. This I bring just in case I've run out of ammo in my sidearm and my main AR. These I just like to bring to the field just in case. So these are an extra pair of goggles in case I forget my main ones. And of course, green gas so that I can actually use my sidearm if I want to. Alright, we're going to go ahead and talk about footwear. So here we have my tactical boot that I actually do run while in airsoft. Now the reason that footwear is so important is because you're going to be on your feet 90% of the time while playing airsoft. So you're going to need some nice footwear so that you're not actually killing your feet for the rest of the week. Now the reason I run these is because I like to have a zipper here so that I can zip it up. It goes straight onto my ankle. I have some Velcro here, which actually helps make sure this zipper isn't flying around everywhere. And then I can lace it up to make sure my foot is secured in there and I'm not going to get blisters while playing airsoft, because that would suck. Now, one thing I will mention is not to play airsoft in sandals. I've tried it. It does not work. Get these boots or get something similar to these boots. Just get some proper footwear. Now, you might be asking yourself, SC Airsoft, where would you store all this stuff? Because obviously this is a lot of stuff that you'd have to carry. This is just a simple parachute bag that I have for all my airsoft stuff. It's got that in case I need one and I forget mine at home. It's got my simple light in here. It's got an extra pack of batteries in case I run out, and some extra BBs in case I run out of those too. This is so much easier than carrying around a bunch of stuff in one bag. I can spread it out, and this is so much easier than having to carry in my actual rifle case. Which